I have come to this country to learn something of your great achievements. I have come also to convey the greetings of my people and in the hope that my visit may help to create a greater understanding between our respective peoples and those strong links that bind countries together. Though we may know the history and something of the culture of our respective countries, what is required is a true understanding and appreciation of each other even when we differ. Out of that understanding grows fruitful cooperation in the pursuit of common ideals. Perhaps what the world today lacks most is understanding and appreciation of one another amongst nations and people. Therefore, I have come here on a voyage of discovery of the mind and heart of America and to place before you our own mind and heart. Thus, we may promote that understanding and cooperation which I feel sure both our countries earnestly desire. It is true that India's voice is somewhat different. It is not the voice of the world of Europe, but of the wilder world of Asia. It has its roots deep in the past, but it also has the dynamic urges of today. The voice of India and the United States may appear to differ, but there is much in common between them. Like you, we have achieved our freedom through a resolution, though our methods were different from yours. We have placed in the forefront of our constitution the freedom of the individual, the quality of man, and the rule of law. Political freedom without the assurance of the right to live and to pursue happiness, which economic progress alone can bring, can never satisfy a nation. Therefore, our immediate task is to raise the living standards of our people, to remove all that comes in the way of the economic growth of the nation. We have tackled the major problem of India, the agrarian problem. In a country where agriculture is still the principal industry, this reform is essential not only for the well-being and contentment of the individual, but also for stability of society. Industrially, India is more developed than many less fortunate countries and is reckoned as the 7th or 8th among the world's industrial nations. But this distinction cannot conceal the poverty of the great majority of our people. To remove this poverty by greater production, more equitable distribution, better education and better health is the paramount need and the most pressing task before us, and we are determined to accomplish this task. We realize that self-help is the first condition of success for a nation, no less than for an individual. We are conscious that ours must be the primary effort and we shall seek succor from none to escape from any part of our own responsibility. But though our economic potential is great, its conversion into finished wealth will need much mechanical and technological aid. Therefore, we shall gladly welcome such aid and cooperation on terms that are of mutual benefit. We believe that this may well help in the solution of the larger problems that confront the world, but we do not seek any material advantage in exchange for any part of our hard-won freedom. India is supposed to be given to contemplation. At the same time, the India of today has also developed a certain dynamism and a passionate desire to raise the standards of her people. But with that desire is blended the wish to adhere to the moral and spiritual aspects of life. We are now engaged in a gigantic and exciting task of achieving rapid and large-scale economic development of our country. True to our democratic principles and traditions, we seek in free discussion and consultation as well as in implementation the enthusiasm and the willing and active cooperation of our people. The vast strides that technology has made have brought a new age of which the United States of America is the leader. Today, the whole world is our neighbor and the old divisions of continents and countries matter less and less. Peace and freedom have become indivisible. The preservation of peace forms the central aim of India's policy. It is in the pursuit of this policy we have chosen the path of non-alignment. It is a positive and dynamic approach to such problems that confront us. We believe that each country has the right not only to freedom but also to decide its own policy and the way of life. We believe in aggression and non-interference by the country in the affairs of another, and the growth of tolerance between them and the capacity for peaceful coexistence. We think that by the free exchange of ideas and other contacts between nations, each will learn from the other and trust will prevail. We endeavor to maintain friendly relations with all countries, even though we may disagree with them in their policies or structure of government. We think that by this approach we can serve not only our country but also the larger cause of peace and good fellowship in the world. Between the United States and India, there had existed friendly and cordial relations even before India gained her independence. Our two republics share a common faith in democratic institutions and the democratic way of life and are dedicated to the cause of peace and freedom. We admire the many qualities that made this country great, and more especially the humanity and dynamism of its people and the great principles to which the fathers of the American Revolution gave utterance. We wish to learn from you and we plead for your friendship and your cooperation and sympathy in the great task that we have undertaken in our own country. I have had the great privilege of having long talks with the President, and we have discussed many problems which confront the world. I can tell you that I have greatly profited by these talks. I shall cherish their memory and they will help in many ways in my thinking. I sincerely hope that an opportunity may be given to us before long to welcome the President in our country and to demonstrate to him the high respect and esteem in which we hold him.